Amelia and David had been married for 8 years. To outsiders, they seemed like the perfect couple. They laughed together at dinner parties, posted pictures of vacations, and smiled in family portraits. But behind closed doors, their marriage had become a quiet battlefield. It wasn't always like this. In the beginning, their love was like fire. David adored Amelia's laughter. She admired his determination. They spent long nights talking about dreams, holding hands, and whispering promises of forever. But as years passed, the rhythm of life changed. Work piled up, bills became heavier, and their conversations shifted from dreams to deadlines, from "I love you" to "Did you pay the electricity bill?" The small things began to vanish. The morning kisses before work grew shorter, sometimes forgotten altogether. Amelia longed for David to ask about her day, but instead, he sank into his laptop. David wished Amelia would understand the stress on his shoulders, but instead, she complained that he didn't have time for her. Their love, once so effortless, felt strained, buried under the weight of routine. One night, after yet another silent dinner, Amelia whispered, "David, are we okay?" He didn't look up. "We're fine. We're just busy." But Amelia's heart knew better. They weren't fine. They were drifting. Weeks turned into months, and the silence between them grew louder. Amelia began journaling late at night, writing about the husband she once knew. The man who left love notes on the fridge, who surprised her with coffee in bed, who once drove 2 hours in the rain just to see her smile. David, too, felt the distance. At work, he scrolled through old photos on his phone, the honeymoon in Italy, the goofy selfies in their first apartment. He missed that version of them, but he didn't know how to bridge the gap anymore. One Friday evening, Amelia finally broke down. "David," she said, her voice trembling, "do you even love me anymore?" The question hit him like a blow. He dropped his laptop and stared at her. "Amelia, what are you saying? Of course, I love you." "Then why don't I feel it?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Her words shattered something inside him. He realized love wasn't just about feeling. It was about showing. And somewhere along the way, he had stopped showing it. That night, David couldn't sleep. He lay awake, staring at the ceiling, remembering the vows he made. In sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, I will love you. But love wasn't just words spoken in a church. It was choices made every day, choices he had neglected. The next morning, David woke up early. He brewed Amelia's favorite coffee, the way she liked it, 2 sugars, no cream, and placed it by her bedside with a small note. "I still love you. I'm sorry I forgot how to show it." When Amelia opened her eyes, she saw the cup and the note. For the first time in months, her lips curved into a smile. It wasn't a grand gesture, but it was a beginning. Over the following weeks, David tried to bring back the little things. He sent Amelia text messages in the middle of the day. "Thinking of you?" He held her hand in the supermarket, even when she teased him. He put his phone away at dinner and asked, "How was your day?" With genuine interest. At first, Amelia was cautious. Part of her wondered if it was temporary, if he was just feeling guilty. But as days turned into weeks, she saw his sincerity. Slowly, she began to respond. She left sticky notes on his car dashboard. "Good luck with your meeting. I believe in you." She cooked his favorite meals on random Tuesdays. She hugged him longer than before. It wasn't about expensive gifts or grand surprises. It was about rediscovering each other in the smallest, most ordinary moments. One Saturday, David suggested they revisit the park where they had their first date. Amelia agreed, though a little hesitant. As they walked hand in hand through the familiar path, memories came flooding back. She remembered how nervous he was that day, how his hand shook slightly when he held hers for the first time. They sat on the same bench they had years ago. Silence stretched between them, but this time, it wasn't heavy. It was warm, filled with comfort. "Amelia," David said softly, "I know I let us slip. I thought providing and working hard was enough, but I see now that you needed more than that. You needed me, the real me." Tears welled in her eyes. "I don't need a perfect husband, David. I just need you to love me the way you used to." He held her hand tighter. then that's exactly what I'll do." From that day forward, their marriage was not magically perfect. They still had arguments, stress, and tired evenings. But now, they fought for each other, not against each other. They reminded themselves daily that love wasn't about grand romantic gestures. It was about presence, patience, and persistence. Amelia realized that marriage is not about living in a constant honeymoon phase. It's about choosing love even when the fire feels like a flicker. David realized that providing for his family wasn't just about money, it was about attention, kindness, and emotional presence. One night, as they lay side by side, Amelia whispered, "You know, I fell in love with you twice." David chuckled. "Twice?" "Yes. Once when I married you, and again when I saw you fight to love me all over." David kissed her forehead, smiling. "Then I'll keep giving you reasons to fall in love again and again." Moral: true love in marriage is not about never falling apart. It is about finding your way back to each other, again and again. It's about remembering that love is less about words and more about actions, less about perfection and more about persistence. A strong relationship is built not in the grand moments, but in the small, everyday choices to love. This is Heart Talk. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe for more stories of love, life, and relationships.